Oh, so Korra is pretty much a sequel to Avatar. I never checked it out until very recently. It's like takes place like maybe 70 years, 80 years after, maybe like 60 years after Avatar. Because I grew up watching Avatar. Yeah, you did, Beast? Yeah, yeah, same. So I grew up watching Avatar. And I remember watching the pilot of Korra when I was, when it came out when I was little. I thought, oh, that's cool. But I never watched any episodes after that. It kind of dropped off for me. But this past month, or this past few weeks rather, I watched the entire thing start to finish. And man, I'm sorry, but that was so good. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be that good, or good as it was, but man, like that was really entertaining. I was kind of, obviously I went into it with no spoilers, which is the best way to go into anything. And then as soon as I finished it, I was like, hey, I wonder what other people think about this show. So I go on my friendly neighborhood YouTube, and I'm like, let's see some reviews, or what other people think, and what do they have to say. I'm greeted with so many overwhelmingly negative videos, and I'm like, wow. Like, I can understand people don't like certain stuff, that's fine, right? But man, was it really that bad? I thought it was great. Now, of course, it has its low points, and I think everyone can agree Avatar's a better show, but that's only because it was structured better and actually had a plan start to finish. Got to keep in mind, Korra, the first season was set in stone, but the guys that made it had no idea Nick would give them 3 more seasons. And you have to consider that. You really have to consider that. That's why season 1 is the tightest season. People get angry about how much relationship stuff. I feel like since Korra is like a more mature show with quotes, they kind of, I feel like they feel obligated to do that. Now, I will say season 1 is the tightest season, and that's obviously because they knew, oh, they're giving us a season, let's make it good. And a lot of people had problems with the ending, because it was kind of like, oh, that's not very cool. And if anyone's seen the show, you know what happens. But I feel like they had to do that, because like, oh, like, yeah, you could have learned something from it, which she didn't really. But what were they going to do? They had 1 season to do this, and they're like, alright, we got to make this good, we got to make this tightly wrapped up in this nice 12-episode package. And I think what they were given with season 1, they did an excellent job. Season 1 is definitely the tightest and the most, I guess, solid all around. And following that up with season 2 was like, oh, this is kind of rough, guys. And it's kind of clear that season 2, they were kind of retconned some stuff, kind of treaded the water a little bit. It was a little rocky, season 2, but it had to grab its bearings, and it did. I think it did an okay job for what it was. The backstory segments were a little shoehorned in. They didn't really flow with the main story, which was a big concern of mine. Then going into season 3, season 3 is so dark, it takes a turn, man. If you guys watch Korra, you know season 3 is the darkest by far. It's actually kind of gross at some points, but it makes the villains a lot more, they stand out a lot more, which I like. The villains in season 3 were great. Season 1 villain was probably the best, though. The most threatening. Where am I going? Squid's house. Yeah, the darkness fits well in season 3. And, man, season 4, without going to spoilers, season 4, the villain in that season is so crazy, like, oh, God, dude, I don't even know what to say without just giving it away, because everyone, all the characters in Korra are so good. Like, Bolin, which is pretty much this version of Sokka, like the comedic relief, he wasn't the best starting off, but he only gets funnier and cooler as the seasons go on, which I like. And Korra, she starts off as a hothead, but she learns through the course of the show, like, to become better, and that's really apparent in seasons 3 and 4, because she, like, is very, suffers a pretty big injury, and she learns to overcome it, and it's great. It's awesome. I love seeing that kind of stuff. At first, the intro to season 4, if you guys seen it, I was really worried. I was like, oh no, they jumped a few years. This isn't going to be good. And it was good. I really liked that. They're willing to, a lot of the show is risk and reward. Like, they risked a lot of stuff, but it paid off in my opinion. And that's why I'm so confused when I see online so many videos saying Korra is the worst thing ever, when I'm like, wow, it isn't. It really isn't. I think it's good. Visually as well, Korra looks like rehydrated, basically. It's stunning. It's full screen. Of course, I had to get the regular DVDs because Barnes & Noble didn't have the Blu-ray DVDs, but the show's gorgeous. Like, a really good-looking show. Dude, I can't get this trick. This is so lame. Yeah, Beast. I mean, people look at Avatar, and with as many filler episodes as it had, you always felt like you were progressing in the story, which I really did like. Like, Avatar Season 1, half of it's filler. Same with Season 3, like, a good majority of the season is filler. But you always felt like you're progressing, and I like that. I think Season 2 of Avatar is the best, just because of the Bossing Say episodes. By far the best in the show, man. The finale to Season 2 is crazy. You found a copy of Battle for 12 bucks. You should really buy that because the game's been getting more and more expensive. eBay copies used to be 15 bucks for Xbox, and now they're up in the 30s, 40s, so you should definitely snag that, like, seriously. The game's only going to get more expensive with Rehydrated coming out and everyone wanting to speedrun the game. I would really like a GameCube copy, though. Preferably one that isn't player's choice with the ugly yellow border on GameCube, but I have a PS2 one and an Xbox, so if I get a GameCube one, that'd be cool, and I could have all of them. I don't need player's choice, though. Even though I have platinum hits on Xbox, but it isn't as bad. Like, GameCube games with the yellow spine, it's player's choice. That's nasty. Why would you include that in your game? Good job. Dang it. Oh, whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm pretty bad at speedrunning now. I don't really. I kind of just play for fun at this point. I'm not really too competitive, unfortunately. It's just so hard to consistently play when you're working 30 hours a week. And I know some people work full-time and say that's nothing, but it's a lot. Like, I just finished high school, so I can finally cross that off, but I'm debating on going to a community college and then if I still want to work at Subway. But I feel like I should stream and make videos because that could be promising maybe one day. And I'm thinking, well, what am I supposed to put time into now? It's just, I feel like I have such little time. And then the time I do have sitting around watching Legend of Korra, I'm like, well, I could be doing useful stuff. But instead I'm watching this awesome show that is so cool. And I don't understand, like, obviously the show can have problems, but how can some people say it's so bad? Dude, the wall is worth quite a bit of money. Like, I bought this Corn Player 2 amiibo for about $53, $58, I think, with shipping and tax. It's gone up to like $100. And that's over the course of like maybe 4 or 5 months, maybe half a year at max. The Cloud amiibos, since the remake has come out for Final Fantasy VII, they've doubled in price, and they were already pretty pricey. So it's like, hang on to this stuff, especially the first prints, because I mainly have first prints up here. It's good. It really, like, your money doubles. Like, I don't really plan on reselling them, but just the internal satisfaction of all these great amiibos, or amiibo, sorry. I really like that. Not old enough for a job yet. Once you get a job, you'll have a lot, especially if you don't have bills. Even though I do have bills, I have about $200 a month, which isn't bad, because California's minimum wage is disgusting. It's $13 an hour. Have mercy, by the way. I'm not complaining, but by now I should definitely be $1 up, because I've worked that Subway for about a year, and I do exemplary work, and my manager will tell you that. For the most part, I do exemplary work, and I deserve a raise, but they're like, oh, with this C-word thing, COVID, we can't actually give you that raise. I'm like, okay, well, thanks for the promotion with quotes. I'm a sandwich artist pro, but no $14. That's fine. That's okay. I'll just keep slaving away. You know, I come home smelling like yeast and bread. It's really nasty. I have to shampoo I have to shampoo my hair every single night. And apparently shampooing your hair every night is damaging to your hair or whatever, which is kind of BS if you think of, like, how would that damage your hair? But someone at school told me. I was like, okay. I got a job when I was 17, and I definitely don't work. It's like, I think the earlier the better. It's funny, though, because the Subway was my first pick, and so I went in there, applied online like a stupid idiot. If you ever get your first job, do not apply online. Good luck getting a response. So I applied online like a stupid idiot. As soon as I turned 16, I was like, wow, I really am looking forward to working at the Subway. I applied online. I followed up, and just nothing. But a year later, I was like, all right, let's give this another go. So I came in there with my resume with quotes. I was like, I used to be on the track team, so I know how to work as a team. They were like, okay, you get an interview tomorrow. I was like, really? That easy? And I got hired the next day. Like, that's what you have to do. You just have to go in there all confident. Plus, they did just lose somebody like a week before I applied, so that might have something to do with it. So getting your first job is all about luck and going in there confident with a resume. It doesn't even matter what's on it for a first job, especially Subway. But it was funny. I didn't stop looking for a job in that year because I applied for Jack in the Box, got an interview, and then after they told me I was too young. And I was like, too young? Yeah, and they also said I was inexperienced. Okay. Jack in the Box is a first job. If you're a Jack in the Box and you're 40 and you're not manager or something, like, I'd be pretty bummed out, okay? I'm just saying. I hope no one here works at Jack in the Box and is 40. But that'd be a real bummer. Man, my biggest fear is working at Subway when I'm 30 years old, because that is, I can't even think about that. I hope that doesn't happen. That I will not let that happen. I will do anything else. But I gotta say, overall, I know we're going back to Korra, but I just have to say that show was, it exceeded my expectations. Like, I was suspicious. The first episode I watched is like, this is like 1920s. It's so good. I like that they were willing to experiment with that show. I remember back in the day when I played Club Penguin with my friend over the phone, and then we eventually upgraded to Skype. I would get my cousin on there, we would start playing Minecraft, and god, that guy is so funny. And he would say stuff, I would just laugh all day. Some of it was quite obscene, but it was like, man, this guy is so funny. Those were probably my favorite years of life, was like the simpler days when I was just finding out Minecraft, and I could just Skype with my friends all day, and then eventually I upgraded to CSGO and Steam, and I'd play loads of Left 4 Dead 2, CSGO a lot, occasional TF2, Gary's Mod. Those are like my favorite years, and we would just laugh all day. God, that was so fun. I wish I could go back, man. Like, I always thought, like, when people said, oh, cherish while you're young, I was like, oh, that's okay, I guess, but I'm really looking forward to growing up. But no, growing up sucks. All I do now in my life is go to Subway. They reopened my gym, so I might be able to go to the gym again because I need to get swole. But all I do is work at Subway and play this game and make videos and read Avatar comics, which I'm fine with, but man, I hope it's just not all that. I want some diversity, like my robot diversity video. I hope Rehydrated has all the glitches that the original has. That's like all the comments in my video. I really hope Rehydrated has all the glitches this game has. Everyone also says, Ocarina of Time 3D had all the glitches. That's what they sound like when I read the comments. Ocarina of Time had the glitches. Ocarina of Time. But yeah, I really like making YouTube videos. I feel bad for Alpatex because I just come in and like, yo, I need this video Friday morning. I really wish I was self-sufficient with thumbnails, because every time I make thumbnails they look like doo-doo. Yeah, hey, I need this thumbnail this morning, so get on it. Yeah, I've been wanting to get the Uncharted series as well. They look like fun games, and since I've played The Last of Us, I was like, wow, well, Naughty Dog makes some pretty good games, and obviously I grew up with Jak and Daxter. I replayed that on PS4 a few months back. I really do like Jak and Daxter, the first one. I haven't played the other ones, but I think the first one's a solid 3D collectathon. I like how it's a little darker too than all the other kiddie platformers, which I'm all for. Last of Us gameplay-wise isn't that in-depth, but the story, man, the story of Last of Us is so solid. I'm really looking forward to the second one. I hope they don't. I've heard negative things. I haven't seen any leaks, but I've heard people are very mixed, unfortunately. As long as the story and the gameplay complement each other and nothing dumb happens, I'm actually perfectly fine. I know there was some controversy on the Left Behind DLC. I'm really fine with that because there was a build-up. Certain shows like Korra, which it all comes back to, has kind of the same thing as the Left Behind DLC, but there was no build-up, and it didn't really suit the story as well. I already said this stream is really a selfish stream because I only am doing it to make a stream highlights about my opinions on Korra.